Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands a Bust. Am I right, Wolfie? Pant, close enough. But yes, welcome back to Farlands a Bust. It is episode... Woof. It is episode 502. Alright, sorry. I was anticipating a creeper. I anticipated correctly, although not geographically located as close as I had feared. But yeah, welcome back to Farlands a Bust, episode 502. Today is Saturday, September 5th, 2015. A little bit of Farlands a Bust trivia for you. Episode 400 was released on September 5th, 2014. So we're getting just a smidge over 100 episodes per year at this rate, which is pretty good. Sorry, I'm trying to find a way down that's not so detrimental to Wolfie's health, although I feel as though this isn't going to solve that problem. Oh, it did. All right. Good job, Wolfie. Good job. But yeah, continuing on, episode 502, Farlands Bust. We are up to $1,991.51 raised for Child's Play charity this season, Season 6, which started at the beginning of last month. And we are going towards count 'em, $60,000 for this Season 6 goal. Previously, we have raised over $335,000 for Child's Play charity since June 2011 is when we started turning this little journey, this little tiny insignificant journey, into a walkathon fundraiser for Child's Play charity over at farlandsabust.com. So I do appreciate the continued donations. Helping get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world, helping getting the game console units into shelters around the world, and all the other up-and-coming initiatives and amazing things that Child's Play charity does. A lot of that comes from you guys, because it's you guys who raise the money. The Farlanders. Farlandia, it was suggested to me. I was struggling to find a way to describe the land of the Farlanders. Farlandia, kind of like Portlandia, but Farlandia was suggested, so there we go. It has been deemed so. It has been entered into the record books. Does anybody object? Say I, O, A, Wolfie. And we will continue with this board meeting, but continuing on here, yeah. Anything interesting happened in the last couple days? Oh man, yeah, I mentioned very briefly. You're all probably very confused why I was so brief and nondescript talking about the Guinness World Record Gamers Edition inclusion of the Farlands or Bust journey. It is because when I recorded the last episode, remember I record these a day early now. When I recorded the episode, careful Wolfie, how did you take that damage? Oh, you noodle. When I recorded that episode, I had just barely seen the first one or two tweets. People noticed some of the marketing materials from the Guinness World Records books. But then, as I rendered and uploaded that video, whoops, I ate that. Well, that was a delicious dog snack, a treat, if you will, woof indeed. But yeah, as the next 24 hours transpired after I recorded that episode, things went a little bit hectic, haywire. Hey there, ho there, hi there. Essentially, I didn't realize. I knew the book was. All I really knew was the book was coming out on September 3rd. I didn't realize that the day before they were going to push all this markety stuff both on their Twitter. They gave previews. There was a whole article. They made the whole behind-the-scenes video on YouTube, which I still haven't watched. I knew they interviewed me and were recording video when the photo shoot was happening, but I didn't realize the order at which these items would be released. I thought I would have a little bit of warning, so I was caught a little bit off guard. And then the official YouTube Twitter account tweeted about it. which has 54 million subscribers, or followers to that Twitter account. I'm going to assume about 80% of them are dead accounts. Not like literal dead, I hope not. You know, inactive accounts or spam or you know, other brands. They're not actual people, I suppose. But, so yeah, they tweeted it. The Newegg Twitter tweeted it for some reason. So I'm like, hey, Newegg, still going on that journey, trying to build a new computer. How about you help me out there, guy? No, that's never gonna happen. But the Newegg tweeted it out. The YouTube Gaming. Keep in mind, they didn't tweet at me. They still don't follow me on Twitter, so it's all very superficial. That happened. What else happened? Thankfully, and like good for once, Kotaku. This would be the second time Far Lands of Bust has been mentioned on Kotaku after the New Yorker article and the buzz went around of Far Lands of Bust. A lot of these, Boing Boing, Kotaku, all those blogs and outlets for gaming news posted little articles, references back to the New Yorker article. So this is Kotaku made another article about, the Guinness World Record. This crazy person has been walking to the Far Lands for 4 years. They actually, and very thankfully, on the last line of the article, directly said that it's not all for naught. It's for charity, for Child's Play. I don't know if they mentioned Child's Play charity in particular. They might have, but then they actually provided a link to the homepage of Far Lands or Bust where you can donate. Have not seen any increase in donations from that, unfortunately, which is kind of the side effect I was hoping for in doing all this, but we'll see. The chips have yet to settle, as it were. So that was good, but yeah, totally, that was the unexpected part. I wish they had given me a little bit of warning about that, but anyway, it's out there, and it kind of, I was a little bit weird about it. I think, here's the reason why I was a little bit weird about it. Obviously, I'm shy and kind of introverted as it is, but I was already, my social tank, fuel tank, was already well beyond empty from PAX. I had just returned from PAX Prime in Seattle, doing a panel, signings, doing, just meeting a bunch of people, hanging out with a bunch of other YouTubers, which is great. I love hanging out with these people and meeting new people and whatever. But my social tank was already well empty. I was not even running on fumes anymore. I was coasting. I was literally coasting. And then to have this suddenly pop up and to have my face, it would be one thing if it was like, oh, the little art or the Minecraft faces of KurtJMac, but like my own personal face popping up all over the place was a bit much, and I felt a bit overwhelmed. More, like I said, it was probably exacerbated by the fact that I was already whelmed. There was much whelmed, and then I was overwhelmed. So I think I've recovered. I've started getting back into doing YouTube, recording these episodes, did some more speedrunners, other recordings and stuff. Got some relaxing time in Eidolon. So I think I've recovered, and I'm kind of like, okay, this could be a good thing. I mean, obviously, that's kind of why I did it. I say again, I doth declare again, and I said this on Twitter, myself, Kurt, actual real-life Kurt, the Kurt that most of you primarily don't know, I don't want to be famous. I am not seeking fame. I want Far Lands or Bust to be famous. I want my content to be famous. I want my Eidolon videos. I want my Mindcrack videos. I want, my racing videos to be famous, popular, enjoyed by all. But I, Kurt, the Kurt that you don't know, don't want to be famous. So it's hard to disconnect that from my actual face being posted and interviewed on these interviews, which yeah, threw me for a bit of a loop. Maybe might have overreacted a little bit about it. But you guys all seemed to have understand, and that's why you are welcome in the realm of Farlandia, is that you all seem to understand, those of you who stuck with me for a while, even Gavin Free from Slow-Mo Guys, Rooster Teeth, you all know him as a friend, a mayor of Farlandia, if it were, way back in the early days, well before 5,000 subscribers even. He had interest in Far Lands or Bust and liked my videos and stuff, and we came to talking, and I suppose I could say we're friends, right? But no, and kind of really helped me, even convince me to become a YouTube partner so that I could, you know, eventually this turned into full-time business for old KurtJMac. Even he said he's very proud to be able to be a Farlands or Bust hipster, saying he likes it. He liked it before it was cool. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, I've come to accept it, and I suppose if the toll of hopefully getting my videos and more importantly the charity popularity, I suppose, viewers, knowledge, interest, excitement about it. Is at the expense of putting my face out there a little bit, even if it's against my comfort zone, then so be it. So be it, I say. But it's not necessarily something I want to make too much of a habit. So this'll do me for the next couple years. I think I'm all right. Thanks a lot. But yeah, I suppose I should. I'm trying to talk about this now because I didn't talk about it a lot last time. So let's go to sleep. And we'll continue talking a little bit about it in the morning, and then we'll talk about other things. Indeed. And awakeness. And continuing onness to the Farlandsness. So yeah, I'm not sure, you know, a lot of people, oh, then yeah, you'll get more subscribers. Yeah, Kurt needs more subscribers and viewers and charity stuff. YouTube analytics are usually a couple days behind. I'm still waiting to see if there's any positive impact there. If there are a lot of new people to the series, welcome. There is a decent frequently asked questions available on farlandsorbust.com on the About page. You can check that out. I do hope that my viewers and the YouTube commenters are helpful in answering any of your frequently asked questions that I may not get to. Specifically things about playing in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. That was kind of one of the things I saw most asked when seeing this on other articles, say on like the Kotaku website. Well, they removed the Farlands, I thought. Well, no, I'm playing in Beta 1.7.3, the last version of the game to include the actual Farlands. There are mods that will bring them back in current versions of the game, but I want to keep this vanilla, not using any sort of mods or cheats or any edits to the original game. This is the original Minecraft Beta 1.7.3, and it kind of is a reason to keep this series interesting, as this is kind of the old, as we come upon this gigantic, awesome mountainous region over here, there's a bit of nostalgia for the old school, uncomplicated, simple, no enchanting, no hunger bar, no blocking, no crazy charging up your hits or trading with villagers. The simpler times of Minecraft. People tend to enjoy this series because maybe it's certainly okay to keep enjoying. I enjoy the current versions of the game as well, but this almost seems like a completely different game. I mentioned that when I wasn't, I decided I couldn't make it to Minecon. I'm like, you know what, it doesn't even seem like I am playing Minecraft anymore. It's a whole different game back in these days, but yeah, there's that is the most frequently asked question. How far along am I? Yeah, the date that the Guinness World Records, I'm sorry, not the date, the number that the Guinness World Records has is out of date because they needed a number for the book, the printed book. Guinness World Records is in the business of selling books, printed material, so they needed a number as accurate as possible, and this was prior to the last Flobathon, but after I had pressed F3 away from the camera at the floating point precision error, so that was 2 million some odd blocks out, so that's the number I gave them, so that's why it's not the latest. The latest F3 number is 2,66779. 2,266,779 is the last time we pressed F3 at the end of Season 5, and or I suppose you could say at the beginning of Season 6 here, last month. I have gotten myself in a bit of a pickle here. Yeah, the reason I'm not just trundling forward with reckless abandon is because I have this wolf with me, who tends to like to take damage from falling off of cliffs. Let's use the water that we rarely use as a little bit of a soft fall. I don't think that's gonna work. Nope, because there are leaves here. Let's, there's also a spoiler down there. Let's see. Careful, Wolfie, careful, Wolfie. Alright, yeah, let's go down here. Careful, Wolfie, careful, Wolfie! Oh, that's gonna be bad for Wolfie. Hi, are you... Ow! They're angry at me! They're angry! They're so angry! Why are you so angry? Become dead! Ah! Become dead! Wolfie, did you not come down here? Oh, there's skeletons over there. Alright, let's move on to have Wolfie kind of spawn here. There he is, alright. You angry? Oh, alright, that guy didn't hit us. Leave me alone! That was weird. Oh, I guess they came from the shade. They're throwing shade! They came from the shade, and, look at these two friends. Oh, hello. They came from the shade, so they were angry. They were birthed into this world angry. So yeah, that's why the Guinness World Records has kind of the outdated number, and even previously, at the time that we took those photos, they had a certificate, a world record certificate with the previous F3 number, which was 1479940. But all of those are still records, I suppose, since nobody else has attempted such a feat. Has it all documented? That's the thing that the Guinness World Records like, is proof. Which is why even, like, certain records you have to do twice. Like, right, like certain records, like land speed records for, like, cars and stuff, and planes, or you know, whatever, they have to achieve that twice in, like, each direction. Like the Venom, that fast car had to achieve the top speed twice in 2 directions in order to qualify for the fastest production car or whatever. Hennessy Venom, or whatever it is. That one. So they like proof, and I've got proof. That is in the form of 502 videos, plus additional many hours of Flobathon footage up on the YouTubes for all to go back and verify, if you doth declare. But yeah, that's why. And I've gotten a few, well, maybe one tweet. Somebody, like, posted a picture of their Minecraft stats that said they had walked 5,000 kilometers or whatever, as opposed to 2,000, and said, "Where's my world record?" Well, that's your cumulative time walked in Minecraft, over multiple worlds, and possibly even on servers, and it's not in one direction. I haven't personally died in this world, ever. My character has never died. Not that that's part of the record. If I were to die, I would just spawn back at the previous hidey hole and continue on the journey. And that's what the record is in the name. Not most consecutive kilometers. Not most kilometers walked in Minecraft. It's longest journey. This is a journey. We had a start point. We have a destination. It is a single Minecraft world. Single character. So that's the definition. I don't know why I'm defending it. It's not something I'm seeking out or needing to defend, but that's the way that cookie crumbles. And I do appreciate again all my current fans for their support and being like, yeah, that's awesome. Apologize, I was a little bit. This is a ferny forest here, Fern Gully. I apologize if I was a little bit kind of taken aback and a little bit like, hey, about it all. But I've come to peace. I have come to peace with it, and we're going to use this as a positive thing to move forward. And yeah, I was kind of, we'll see. I was kind of hoping it would, you know, spur on. That was my very poor attempt at snapping my fingers. At getting me on more charity, for Child's Play charity. You know, that's kind of that is the reason now for this series. It's about the journey, not the destination. It's about the charity, not the views or meager little ad revenue or anything like that, or subscribers or Twitter followers or anything. That is the number that matters, my friends. But yeah, moving on. Let us move on from this topic and talk about some space news. Space news. I meant to talk about this last episode, but again, got a little bit sidetracked. Woof. Woo! Watch your step there, Wolfie. Space news. We had an article go up, an announcement, I suppose, that SpaceX, the much anticipated, particularly by me, Falcon Heavy rocket, is slated for spring 2016 first launch, like a test demonstration launch. talking April or May. Of course, this has been said before that it would be 2014, and then they said 2015. Of course, since the previous Falcon 9 rocket that was sending the capsule, the Dragon capsule, to the International Space Station, had a failure long after launch. It was an upper stage failure of, like, the struts. They needed, like, in Kerbal Space Program, they needed more struts, essentially. I think they had, like, a wind shear or something, and that's why a lot of rocket launches get canceled based on the upper level wind levels, because a rocket kind of loses its structural rigidity when it burns through most of its fuel. There's no more fuel there keeping the tank together. It's lost all that mass, so it just becomes it essentially became a crushed, empty soda can. There's more complicated reasons why that happened, but yeah, after that failure, obviously things got pushed back a bit, and they are more concerned about getting the next Falcon 9 ready to launch before they go to Falcon Heavy. The Falcon Heavy, for those of you who don't know, is essentially 3 Falcon 9s strapped to each other, which is insane. It's going to be the largest rocket since the Saturn V, which is kind of crazy, and I'm hoping and awaiting for the potential announcement for a SpaceX social, a NASA social for that, as have often happened in the past. I'm not sure if it would happen because it's a SpaceX thing. It's not going to have any payload. I think it's due to launch from Kennedy Space Center because they're renting out Pad 39A, where the space shuttles previously launched from. But I'm kind of waiting for that. That's one to try to attend, my friends. So I'm waiting for that. That would be cool news, but it's obviously got to happen. Got to be scheduled, and they got to figure out what happened with the Falcon 9 before that can even happen. So that's cool news. And we've got a little bit more snippets of commercial space news in the morning. And a Falcon 9 heavy, crazy, ow, half a heart of damage, space launch. Woof. Boeing is also in the running to have its own commercial space capsule, similar to the Dragon. But today they announced the name of this capsule to be Starliner. Which at first is weird. I'm like, Starliner? Usually to be called a liner, I'm thinking like an ocean liner. Gotta have some sort of ballroom or top deck swimming pool or something. Like, this is a small... It seems very similar to the Orion capsule. I think it's 7 people. Essentially to ferry between the International Space Station and Earth and whatnot. But they've dubbed it the Starliner. It was previously known from its, like, technical numbers, CST-100. But actually they named it Boeing, obviously behind the Boeing commercial aircraft. They named it in accordance to their naming schematic, similar to, they have a Boeing 307 Stratoliner and the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, so they're sticking with the liners. It's a one-liner, so they're sticking with the liner in the names of all their aircraft and now supposedly spacecraft. That first test flight, it hasn't even flown yet. That first test flight is due for May 2017. Ooh, competing with the Falcon 9 Heavy, are we? This is just the capsule. I'm not sure what rocket it's going to launch on. Maybe a Delta 4 Heavy or 5 Heavy or whatever that other heavy vehicle is. I'm not sure. Atlas 5? I don't know. But yeah, that's just the capsule. So that's interesting news, I suppose. They've named it, but I'd prefer to see it, I suppose, in action. But indeed. A question, that's something we also do in Far Lands of Bus. Are there many of you who are new? Something we also do in Far Lands of Bus is we answer questions, because with donations to Child's Play Charity, you get a little comment box, and you can ask a question there, and I will answer them, possibly, if I deem them necessary for answering. Most of them I do. Some of them I'll be like, that might be too personal, or that's out of my wheelhouse, I won't answer them, but mostly, in most cases, if you're reasonable, I will answer your questions when you give a donation to Child's Play Charity. This one from Ben. Why is your clay red? Very conveniently, I can't seem to find any clay. But yeah, the clay is red because I am using the only tweak on the Minecraft Beta 173 that I've made is a slight less than vanilla texture pack. It's pretty much vanilla, but it's just slightly ever so tweaked. This is a specific Far Lands or Bust texture pack. As you can see, it says Far Lands or Bust in the background of my inventory, and I've got a neat background behind my player, and you'll notice the trees use a little bit more exaggerated coloring, kind of like fall leaves, and also, you know, the diamond. It would have been more apparent with the diamond sword, but I don't have that anymore. The diamond boots, or the diamonds are a little bit bluer, and clay is red as opposed to the standard gray. It's just a texture pack. The clay was just something that they added. This was by Axis 1. I don't know that there's a link in my video descriptions anymore because I have way too many links in there already. But if you just search Far Lands or Bust texture pack, I'm sure you'll find it. I don't think he's been updating it for the latest versions of the game, but there are some recent-ish versions for 1.0 and beyond, little variations on the theme. But yeah, that's why I'm just using a little bit of a texture pack. The texture pack doesn't change anything about the way the game works or operates or renders or anything like that. So that's why that. Originally, before I thought of doing the Child's Play charity thing, I'm like, gosh, I gotta think of a way to make this series interesting. So maybe, since it's just walking and talking, maybe I'll turn this into like a texture pack review series. So I started messing around with texture packs, and there were some things I liked from one, but not the other, and not that one, but this one. So he kind of took inspiration from each of my little wish lists about texture packs and made this specific Far Lands or Bust texture pack, and that's why the beds say Flob on them, you know, little silly stuff like that. But go, careful, Wolfie. Yep, there you are. Oh, that's some leaves. Get out of my face, leaves. So yeah, thanks for the donation to ask that anyway, Ben. I appreciate it. Kavak, when will you upload the next vlog? Yes, I also have a vlog channel, very lightly sprinkled with content. I recorded a vlog, I mentioned this before. I got a little action camera, I suction cupped it to the top of my car, and I drove around, and I was going to introduce where I moved to. I moved last November, damn near across the country, and I had not revealed the location yet. It was kind of nice, being a little bit mysterious, being unknown as to where my general geography was located. Unfortunately, once again, these things that surprise me. I knew it was going to be in there, but I didn't realize they were going to lead with that in the first sentence. Unfortunately, the Guinness World Records articles kind of spoiled that. I have the footage. I just didn't get a chance before PAX to record voiceover. I was going to kind of do a Let's Play vlog of the footage driving around the area, kind of giving the behind the scenes as to why I moved and what I think about the new location. That was going to be the grand reveal, but it was spoiled. So yeah, that's what the next vlog is going to be. I really wanted to even live stream today. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm going to work on that. So that'll be coming up in like the next week. Like I said, I've been usurped by the Guinness World Records article. That's another thing. They used my new location. I kind of wish I told them to say I'm from Chicago, because I'm not from where I am. I've just lived here. I'm from Chicago. That's kind of an identifying factor for me. I feel I have that kind of, you know, when you can tell when you ask or when you find out where a person is originally from, you can make some assumptions. You can gather a bit of a puzzle piece together and some character there, so I can, you know, saying I'm from Chicago, my family is from Chicago, is probably something I should have specified, as opposed to being where, well, this person is from here. No, I've just lived here for the past 6 months, so I'm really not from here at all. So that kind of spoiled it a bit, I guess, for me a little bit. That was kind of like, that stinks. Oh well, oh well. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. Get down the pixelated sunglasses and deal with it. But yeah, thanks for the donation and question, and soon. Soon! Let's see here. A TDW fan. This name sounds very familiar. Do you have any memorable fans? Well, a TDW fan comes to mind. That's a name we see quite often with donations and whatnot. Ones that stick out or have been around for a long time. Yeah, obviously, like Gavin, like I mentioned before. And yeah, there are names that you see quite often that pop up, or even, you know, names that eventually end up kind of helping me out with the series, like Rosie, like the new logo. The previous season's logo was from Rosie, Axel Rosie. The latest logo is from Tara Forest. Yeah, Tara Forest. And you know, there's stuff like that. People who help you out, or like my mods on Twitch, are like, okay, I recognize these names. I know they're not screwy, and they're at least moderately trustworthy. So I'll make these people mods to kind of keep things under control in the chat. So yeah, there's names I remember or whatever. I can't quite say I'm like friends with these people. It's kind of there's still a fan friend divide, I suppose. Not divide. Divide's the wrong word, but you know, there's a difference between that. But they're all still cool people, and of course I do remember like the really you know, you see big donations come in. I mean, even Notch, the creator of Minecraft, is a fan of Far Lands or Bust, in that he's donated many times to Child's Play charity through Far Lands or Bust. He was even you know, for that New Yorker article, was interviewed about Far Lands or Bust and said he likes to watch it or listen to it in the background, which is now available as a podcast, flob.podbean.com and or on iTunes. But yeah, it's yeah. So that's where that ends. Number 2 from TDW fan. What do you feel about the Wolfie McWolfington Facebook page? Why do you ask? Is that your page? I don't know. It's fine. I don't pay attention to it. As long as, you know, stuff like that, as long as it's made aware that it's not official, it's not me. You know all of my official locations. The Far Lands or Bust Facebook page is the official Far Lands or Bust Facebook page. I'm KurtJMac everywhere. Twitter, Patreon. Where else am I? KurtJMac. Twitch. YouTube. So yeah, if I don't announce it or say this is me, then it's not official, so take it with a grain of salt, will you? But again, that's like fan stuff. People making little things up, and that's fine. That's fine by them. I certainly don't own the idea of a wolf companion. I'm not trademarking him or anything. I'm not going to go after anybody or whatever. But yeah, let's look for a place to build a hidey hole here. Let's do it in this mountain, even though it's kind of facing the wrong way. And boop. Oop, we got some gravel here. All right, Wolfie. Oop, where are you? Hup, hip. Let's have a seat. I say have a seat. There you go. Good job. Let's have a seat. Let's illuminate this place. Where are we at here? We are 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Let's block ourselves in. Ooh, some flint. Oh, that's wrong. That is the wrong thing. That is the wrong thing, Wolfie. I suppose that'll do. And let's make this a full-size hidey hole. The final question from TDW fan. What about that, or I'm sorry, how about that photo shoot and interview from Guinness World Records? Just kind of talked about that. I know I didn't address it in the last episode, so people were a little bit thrown probably, but hopefully I addressed it in mostly full here. What else did they ask? Do any of your family members know about it, and how do they feel about it? Yeah, I told them about it when it happened, when they came for the photo shoot, and that it was something that was coming up, but I don't know. Like I said, not that many of my family members are really big on the old internet, so it's possible they haven't seen the stuff yet, although I have been retweeting it, but then again, they don't follow me on Twitter, so yeah, I don't know. I missed the call, but my mom called yesterday, so I assume it was about that. So I'll be checking in with her today or whatever to give the update there. But yeah, they think it's all right and kind of weird, obviously, but whatever works. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever floats your Minecraft boat. Oh, speaking of Minecraft boats, let's make another one here just in case. And remind you to keep going to farlandsbus.com to donate to Child's Play charity. Need I remind you that we're not here to get Guinness World Records or anything like that. We're here to raise money for Child's Play charity. We're here to walk to the far lands. We're here to have a good time, walking and talking, answering questions, ever expanding the borders of Farlandia as far as the eye can see. Oh, thank you so much, everybody, for your support and for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. Ow! They're angry at me! They're angry! They're so angry! Why are you so angry? Ah!